Doing it until we don't want to do it no more. Um, that was dumb. Why did I even say that? Hello, everyone, and good day to you all. Welcome to Realism with Christian, a show that's passionate about the film world and all the universes within it. My name is Christian Spivey, and before we get started, let's catch up. All right off the bat, just introing you into a segment already. This segment is going to be called Mini Catch-Up Sessions, or McUs, or MCUS, whatever, McUssies, I don't know. I'm going to try to come up with a cool name eventually, but until then, just mini catch-up sessions. This segment is just going to be like an update on what I'm watching, and I want it to be as interactive as possible. I want you to tell me what you're watching, TV show, movie, theater plays in your local area, off-Broadway shows or something like that. But whatever you're seeing or watching or consuming as far as film or TV goes, just let me know, and I'm going to let you know. Also, we're going to try to keep up with the world of film, literally news updates, celebrity updates, birthdays maybe, who knows, just the whole shebang. We'll try to keep up with it, but it's just going to be a little miniature session, so these are going to go pretty quick and we're going to fly right through them. But this is mini catch-up sessions. I want to always start off with what I saw in theaters. Theaters is really like the home base for me, and like where I've seen things and what I like to watch most of my movies at. Of course, with the global pandemic, it's been kind of hard to see anything, but they're slowly making a comeback, and we'll talk about that in a later episode. Theaters making their comebacks, but until then, the last thing I saw in theater was Kong vs. Godzilla. Now, was not a great film, but it was really cool to watch monsters just clash. I really enjoyed it. It was like, I really enjoyed the entertainment factor of it, and that's pretty much all it was. It was just like a simple, entertaining movie that you go see once or whatever. It's not like a character developed thing. I mean, like Kong had more character development than any of the human characters within that movie, but that was like the last thing I saw in theaters. Moving on to Netflix, my wife and I, we actually started watching The Crown together, a show that's about the British royal family. I'm actually really intrigued with it. It's a little slow. The episodes are really long, but if you're like a history buff and you like history, I'm not a history buff, and I don't dive into history. I like history. I enjoy learning things about history. Even like in other countries, it's really entertaining, but it's really cool to see how that family operated and come about. I know that the scenes are mostly imagined and they're creating a narrative about real people, and it's not exactly, but if it's anywhere close, it's really cool to see how that family came about, or in this era of the world with Queen Elizabeth II. Moving on to Amazon Prime, I just finished this awesome show. It's based off a comic book that Robert Kirkman wrote. If you aren't familiar with Robert Kirkman, he actually did The Walking Dead. So he has very success in the comic book world and in the television world. And there's one comic that he wrote or came up with or created, but it's called Invincible. It's funny because most of the cast of The Walking Dead have either made appearances on the show, voice guest appearances, or our main character. Steven Yeun, who played Glenn on The Walking Dead, is your main character, Mark Grayson, in Invincible, who was also the hero Invincible within the show. Really good show. Just finished the season. The season finale was crazy. It blew my mind. And it's really heavy with the gore. It's animated, but it's really graphic. It is an adult show. It is not a kid show. If you end up letting your kids watch this show, I would recommend you watch it with them. You've been warned. Disney Plus. Okay, here we go. This is where it's going to get juicy for some of us. So, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I mean, come on. Sam Wilson as Captain America, that's what I'm talking about. Like, this stuff is making history. It's relating to what's going on in the world currently, and it's present with its story and narrative, and it's moving forward, and it's just the character development. And now we're getting they're announcing Captain America 4 as Sam Wilson as Captain America. Love the series. I think Marvel's killing it. I think it's just super entertaining. The acting, CGI, all that jazz is just really good. I'm really looking forward to Loki coming up, but I'm also looking forward to The Bad Batch. That releases today, actually. I have not watched it yet, but you can expect a full review. That's going to be Disney Plus and Star Wars' new project coming out. It's going to be an animated series as well, but if you're a fan of Rebels and Clone Wars, let's just say it's just a sequel to those, basically. So we're definitely Star Wars fans. You're definitely getting your what you deserve, I think, in this one as well. HBO Max. I know this is a lot. You're like, oh my gosh, how many streaming services do you have? All of them, friend, all of them. But yeah, the last thing I watched on HBO Max was actually Mortal Kombat. I was gonna go watch it in theaters, but I had a feeling that I shouldn't spend my free credits that I have with my movie club at my local theater here. But anyway, I'm honestly glad I didn't spend my free credit on there, and that we just have it here on the television at home. It was pretty entertaining. It was really cool to see a new Mortal Kombat project come out as far as the film goes. I had my issues with it. I don't know if I'm going to do in-depth reviews about things eventually, but I want to. So I will eventually, but not right now. But overall, I enjoyed it. Mortal Kombat was always fun back in the day from the PlayStation 1 when I first was introduced to it. And then playing it with the new ones and like the little combo deals with the DC Universe that they did. And then going to local arcades here, arcade bars, Keg and Coin. Playing the old games on the joystick and all that. So that was fun. I have two more things and then we'll wrap this up. Last but not least, I am watching anime. My Hero, Black Clover, and I'm going to start Demon Slayer. So if you're anime out there, if you're an anime fan, a weeb, we have some things to talk about eventually. But and last but not least, YouTube. I always keep up with my YouTubers. I have a handful of YouTubers that I love to watch. Case Neistat, Peter McKinnon, the Sorry Girls. But one that I keep, Emergency Awesome. Probably like my number one dude, Star Wars Theory. And then I watch one every Friday. It's called, the channel is called Dead Meat. And he has a segment on there called The Kill Count. Super fun. If you like horror films or thrillers, that's a channel for you. I would definitely check them out. But yeah, that's it for this segment for the first time. I'm probably going to do this at the beginning of every episode for the time being, because that's just what I feel like we should do, and just catch up, you know, we just talk, we catch up, then we get into business. So that's what the segment is about. Thank you for listening, and end segment now. Okay, here we go. We're getting into the nitty-gritty now. Reelism with Christian has launched. Finally. I've been working on this for a few months now. It's a fairly simple show. There's a lot of things that I want to do in there, in here, in there, whatever, in here. Within this show, there's a lot of things I want to do. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, so I just wanted to start. This is the start. I want it to grow. There's so much vision behind this project that I want it to be this and that, and we'll grow into this and have this segment, have these people on here, talk about these. But until then, simplicity. We're just keeping it you and me in my living room on the couch, enjoying it. We're just talking about movies, what we're watching, catching up, whatever. But that's it for now. But before we get really deep into the episode, happy May the 4th be with you day, whatever. I don't think that's how it should be said, but May the 4th be with you. That's just a Star Wars day celebrated by a lot of Star Wars fans out there, and I am one of them. I'm going to start off with watching The Bad Batch and probably watch Empire Strikes Back, because it's my favorite one, and probably all of them. It's just due for another Star Wars marathon. In my opinion. But happy May the 4th be with you, and I hope all the Star Wars fans out there are really happy with what they're doing right now. I would love to celebrate at the theme parks one day, since I live in Florida. But until then, let's just get into the episode. If you haven't noticed, the episode is called Previously, and we're just taking a we're just taking a little dive into what our film lives were previously, before they are what they are now. Some people may have loved movies back in the day, and then now they just do not like them. And some people might have been the opposite, just like they're casual movie watcher, and now they're just like this film crazy, obsessed person about movies and TV. This guy. There's a lot of like memories I've had with movies that I really didn't get into film until high school. Like the furthest movie I can remember that I watched were like top two, and my family can attest to this highly, is just Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and The Lion King, the original version, the animated version. But yeah, movies have always been in my life, but I never really I fell in love with cinema, as what they would say, until high school, until my English teacher. He was an English teacher. He was a great English teacher, but he was my theater professor, and he gave me, he challenged me. He asked me good questions, and basically he helped me guide myself into shifting my perspective on how movies are perceived and books and everything. And I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. How you can have such a strong artistic, whatever you want to call it, perspective, view on these things. And he was just so passionate about the projects and that he loved that no matter what you said, he would not change his mind about it. And it wasn't that he was just set in stone in his ways. It was just that he was passionate and he knew what he liked and loved. And he introduced that to me. And it wasn't like this 101 class thing. It was just like, yeah, that stuff is awesome. Like he was just into it. And thank you, Mr. Howell, for helping me with that shifting perspective. Like a lot of, like I was saying earlier, there's a lot of things I want to do with this, but like a goal of mine is to give you a new perspective that you can choose to take or not take or tweak to whatever you want it to be, and like how it was introduced to me, because there are a lot of tainted views on movies out there, and it's super annoying. I mean, now don't get me wrong, your opinion is your opinion. You can have that. But if you have a tainted view where you haven't even consumed the film or TV show and you're already danking it to the ground and stepping on it and like spitting on it, it's just like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? You haven't even seen it yet. Like, I understand that might not be your cup of tea, but why would you speak to that when you have no idea what you're really watching or even people are obsessing about? So don't have a tainted view. You can have your opinion, but form it after the fact that you watched it, I don't know. That's just something that I think you should do. Like here's the thing. Let's stick it with Star Wars. Imagine George Lucas presenting the script of Star Wars to a production company and then looking at each other at the table and they're just like, what is this? Why space, sci-fi? What? Like, what do you, lightsabers? What do you, a Wookiee? It rhymes with cookie. Like, what are you talking about, man? And before they even saw what it, I don't know, before, I guess they didn't see it and there wasn't like a movie to be seen, but he was pitching the idea, but somebody believed in it. I forgot the in-depth story of how Star Wars came about. I think it was a really independent film at the time, and then it just shot up after it came out. But somebody took a chance is what I'm getting to. But like, if somebody would have tainted his vision for so long and just kept doing it and didn't have a chance, then we wouldn't have what we have today, and we wouldn't be celebrating what we are celebrating today. May the 4th be with you. If you continue to have these tainted views, you might kill the opportunities that might make the very legendary things that we all consume today, whether it's Lord of the Rings, whether it's Star Wars, whether it's Star Trek, whether it's Marvel superheroes or whatever it is. Like don't taint on it. Don't have that, I'm repetitive, but don't have that tainted view until you experience it, or don't ruin it for everybody, because that just might create an opportunity for somebody to create the next whatever it is out there. I don't know. You're entitled to your own opinion, though. But I don't want to listen to you until you till you and I have watched the same thing. Here's the thing. A lot of my friends are probably annoyed with me by now that we have all these conversations, and at one point or another I probably just was just like, no, you're wrong, or I didn't want to hear it, and I was just really irritated with what you say. But it's just like when people look at a show, like Office is a good example. I've heard a lot of people, nah, that show looks stupid. I mean, it kind of is, but in the funniest way. It's a sitcom. It's a situational comedy. Stupidity is aligned with humor a lot of the times, and you have these characters that people love to quote that just get them on a good day, and it's just like, who would have thought this paper company in Scranton, Pennsylvania, as like a mockumentary would come this very lovable, memorable show, but a lot of people gave that chance, and I mean, a lot of people don't want how to watch it, and don't worry, and that's fine. At the end of the day, nobody's going to force you to watch it. But listen, you should at least give it a chance. Make some rules. Like if I'm 3 episodes in and I'm still not with it, then don't watch it. Like I can get on board with that. I would personally probably go through a whole season before, so nobody can be like, well, you didn't finish it. It gets good after this and this. Well, some people just, if they need to be hooked, they need to be into it like right off the bat. And I get that, but you've consumed that knowledge, you consumed that content to get to that point. Did you not? So one of my goals, like I said, is just to hand you this new perspective, or just another way to think of it. Like, I'm laying it on the table. Whether you pick it up or not is up to you. But I just want you to know that there are people out there that are super passionate about what they do, and that I'm not trying to be this wise wizard or this guru about film or anything like that. But I'm just saying, we're going to be talking about movies a lot. So if you really want to interact with me, just make sure you watched it before you give me an opinion on a movie, especially if you haven't seen it. Like, what? Anyway, if you disagree with that too, by all means, tell me why you disagree with that, because there's tainted views to review. Like, in retrospect and all in summary, it's like there's tainted views and there's your opinions. Opinions are cool and they're okay. Whether you liked it or not, I can talk to you like way easier. But if you just have a tainted view on the things or even the world, I'm just like, but I still want to talk to you. So by all means, if you think this was crap and you disagree 100%, obviously tell me. Like, type in the comments below and dislike it or like it, whatever you want to do, and subscribe or don't subscribe. I just want to talk about movies with you one-on-one. And this is the best way I know how for a lot of people. But until then, I don't know. We'll go on this journey together, and we'll just keep doing it and we'll just keep doing it. But let me know what you think. Seriously, like, comment, subscribe, whatever you feel like you're led to do. Tell me what movies you're catching up on. Tell me the kind of things you like to watch. Tell me what kind of things you think I would like to watch. Tell me if you fall on which spectrum of, like, are you like an opinionated person, or do you just have a tainted view on things? Like, just let me know. For real. Let's keep it interactive. Let's talk. Let's go beyond just watching the video. And if you made it this far, thank you so much. Like, honestly, like, this has been a long time coming. I know it's super simple and chill, but trust me, hopefully we'll grow into something and graduate into more better production stuff. But until then, this has been Reelism with Christian. So thank you to you all, and Godspeed. Hello. So a little switch up on you right now. I'm going to take a few seconds, maybe minutes. Doesn't matter. It won't be too long. Doesn't matter. But at the end of every episode, I want this to be an opportunity for you to talk about anything else that you may want to talk about or need to talk about. We have strong beliefs here, and we want to stick to that. I don't want it to be weird or anything like that, even though it might, and some of you might just shut it off as soon as I say something. But I just want to let you know that there is a person out there that wants a relationship with you, that wants to be your friend, and I want to be your friend. So if there's anything you're going through that mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, by all means, you can private message me on my social media or here or comment on it. If there's anything you have going on that you have nobody else to talk to you about, please, by all means, I am here for you. We are here for you. And we just want to let you know that you are loved and that we are praying for you. And we may not know you by name, and we may not know what we're praying for exactly, but we believe that God does. And we are going to live in that faith. But if you want to tell us and share with anything with us, that is entirely up to you. But we just want to let you know that we are there for you. And we love you. So, little switch up there for you. And probably if you didn't expect that, then good. Like, plot twist. But seriously, though, let us know if you need anything. And yes, I will do this after every episode. So, expect it. But, all right, that's it. Praying for y'all. Love y'all. Thank you so much.